Welcome back to Daily Discovery Diaries.
Today, we're going to explore January 13th. So let's get started.
Number 1.
On January 13, 1915, the 6.7 magnitude Avezzano earthquake devastated the province of L'Aquila in Italy. With a maximum Mercalli intensity of 11, extreme, it reduced entire towns to rubble. The disaster claimed between 29,978 and 32,610 lives, making it one of the deadliest earthquakes in Italian history. The quake's destruction was compounded by inadequate emergency response, as many remote villages remained isolated for days. The tragedy led to improvements in earthquake preparedness and building regulations in Italy.
Number 2.
On January 13, 1950, the British submarine HMS Truculent collided with a Swedish oil tanker in the Thames estuary. The impact flooded the submarine, trapping crew members inside. While some managed to escape, 64 sailors lost their lives. The tragedy led to improved submarine safety protocols and changes in navigation rules to prevent similar accidents. This disaster remains one of the worst peacetime naval incidents in Britain's history.
Number 3.
On January 13, 1950, Finland formally recognized the People's Republic of China, PRC, and established diplomatic relations. This made Finland one of the earliest Western countries to acknowledge the newly founded Communist Government of China. Despite Finland's geopolitical position between the Soviet Union and Western Europe, the country pursued an independent foreign policy, balancing relations with both the East and the West. The diplomatic ties paved the way for future economic and political cooperation between Finland and China, strengthening bilateral trade and cultural exchanges over the decades.
Number 4.
On January 13, 1985, a tragic railway disaster struck Ethiopia when a passenger train derailed and plunged into a ravine. The accident, which occurred near Awash, claimed the lives of 428 people, making it the deadliest rail disaster in Africa's history. Investigations pointed to excessive speed as the primary cause of the derailment. The disaster highlighted the challenges of railway safety in Ethiopia and remains one of the most devastating transportation accidents in the country.
Number 5.
On January 13, 1895, the First Italo-Ethiopian War began with the Battle of Kotit in modern-day Eritrea. Italian forces, led by General Oreste Baratieri, engaged Ethiopian and Tigrayan troops under Ras Mengesha Yohannes. The Italians secured a victory, forcing Ethiopian forces to retreat. Despite this success, the war would later culminate in Italy's major defeat at the Battle of Adwa in 1896. The war was a critical moment in Ethiopia's resistance against European colonization.
Number 6.
On January 13, 1847, the Treaty of Cahuenga was signed, effectively ending the fighting in California during the Mexican-American War. The agreement, signed by American Lieutenant Colonel John C. Fremont and Mexican General Andrés Pico, allowed Mexican troops to surrender peacefully and granted them rights to remain in the region. This treaty paved the way for California's transition to American control and played a key role in shaping the state's future as part of the United States.
Number 7.
On January 13, 2001, a devastating 7.6 magnitude earthquake hit El Salvador, triggering landslides and widespread destruction. The disaster left more than 800 dead and thousands injured. Cities and towns suffered significant damage, and rescue operations were complicated by aftershocks. The earthquake displaced hundreds of thousands of people, highlighting the region's vulnerability to seismic activity. International aid poured in, but recovery took years as the country struggled to rebuild.
Number 8.
On January 13, 1849, the British government declared Vancouver Island a separate colony to strengthen its control in the Pacific Northwest. The Hudson's Bay Company was granted authority to administer the colony, with James Douglas as its first governor. The establishment of the colony played a crucial role in shaping the development of British Columbia and solidified British presence in the region, influencing trade and settlement patterns.
Number 9.
On January 13, 1942, German test pilot Helmut Schenk successfully ejected from a Heinkel He-280 jet fighter, marking the first ever use of an aircraft ejection seat in flight. The system used compressed air to propel the pilot out of the cockpit, a crucial advancement in aviation safety. Ejection seats later became standard in military aircraft, saving countless lives during emergencies. This innovation revolutionized pilot survival in combat and high-risk flight situations.
Number 10.
On January 13, 1939, the Black Friday bushfires swept through Victoria, Australia, destroying over 20,000 square kilometers of land. Extreme heat, drought, and strong winds fueled the fires, making them one of the worst bushfire disasters in Australian history. The fires killed 71 people and caused widespread environmental and economic devastation. This catastrophe led to significant reforms in bushfire management and prevention strategies in Australia.
Thanks for joining us to explore historical milestones. If you enjoyed today's discoveries, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.